That was a pretty fun press conference, man. Ilia Topuria with the Conor McGregor imitation, but let's be honest, man, it did make it a little bit more fun. Even though some of it was a little cringe, I think he should have just went more with it. You know, when he grabbed the belt, he should have not let go of it. He should have just gotten Volkanovski's face, stood his ground in front of him, kind of how Conor did against Aldo. If he's going to imitate Conor, go all the way with it, man. It seemed like he was kind of unsure with the whole personality while he was doing it, and he got into something that maybe he wanted to pull out of. You know, he was imitating him a little bit too much and didn't seem too comfortable doing it, but it made things pretty fun. We don't see Volkanovski's opponents usually talk to him this way, and it brings a little bit more of an excitement to the fight. You know, the fans are going to want to see Ilia lose, but now if he wins, a lot of those fans are going to turn to his side, man. Alexander Volkanovski playing into the whole old man character. That was pretty funny. You know, he was even sleeping while Ilia and the translator were talking. What can you say about Volk as an old man if he's actually playing into that character, you know? It's a great thing to see from Volkanovski. He's able to handle that kind of pressure, handle the trash talk very well, and even got put into a similar situation like Aldo was against Conor McGregor, but to a much lesser degree, right? Conor brought a different level of pressure and energy to those press conferences than Ilia did, but he handled it so well. He even said he wants to fight in UFC 300. Yo, if he beats Ilia Topuria and does it easily, who's to doubt him anymore? No one could doubt Volkanovski's quick turnarounds anymore, even coming off knockout losses. If he goes out there and washes Ilia Topuria, I say let him fight in UFC 300. But let's be honest here. Is Volkanovski versus Movsar Evloev a good UFC 300 main event? Because that's the only guy he would fight. There's nobody else. I don't think that's 300 main event worthy, to be honest. And Dana already said he has the main event, and he's going to announce on the post-fight press conference, so I'm pretty sure it's not going to be Volk. They're probably going to save Volk for maybe 301, maybe like 303 or 304 or something like that. Paulo Costa actually showed up, so we might have a fight, but we're not 100% sure about that yet. Whitaker didn't get asked too many questions. He was just up there. Same thing with Hernandez and Kopylov. But Hernandez and Kopylov, I was actually kind of impressed that they asked them any questions. The journalists overall did not ask anything too interesting, as is the usual. They're asking Volk about some like senior, I don't understand it, like some senior citizen award or whatever. They asked John Anik, how happy is he in front of the crowd? I think it has something to do with what he was talking about before, having doubts about staying in the sport and stuff like that. I think there was so much more interesting questions to ask than what was out there. I was very surprised the crowd went crazy for Merab Dvalishvili. It looked like he was the most popular fighter up there for some reason. Honestly, I thought the fans would not like him at all, especially beating some of the fan favorites and, you know, having such a wrestling style and stuff like that. When he came out there, man, they were going crazy for him, and I was checking them like, are they in New York or in New Jersey or something? I'm pretty sure they're in Anaheim, California, and they're still going crazy for this guy over Henry Cejudo. That's pretty cool to see. And honestly, Merab's been showing his personality a lot on social media. He's a very funny guy, very likable personality. And I think if he keeps it up and has a dominant run, he could be a fighter that a lot of the fans grow to appreciate. Henry Cejudo looked focused. He looked ready for the task at hand. He didn't want to talk too much on Volk. He was focused on Merab because he knows if he cannot get through Merab, he's going to retire. There's nothing left for him to go for. So there's no reason for him to focus on Volk and start trash talking him. He looked a lot more focused this time, and that's going to be a very dangerous Henry Cejudo. And he's looking like he wants to finish Merab Dvalishvili, telling him, you're dead. And then Merab, no, never. You'll never see me dead. Merab is growing on me. He's actually pretty cool. The only thing is what he did to beat Jose Aldo was not fun. And Jose Aldo's been one of my favorite fighters of all time, you know. But as a fighter, I've always appreciated his style and always give him credit for what he's able to do. He's a very high level fighter, and if people can get more recognized with this personality as I am now, I think he's going to be someone that a lot of fans are going to love, especially if he becomes a champion. But if he beats Sean O'Malley, I think there are going to be quite a few fans who are not going to like Merab for that. I think eventually everybody's going to turn around for Merab Dvalishvili, only if he keeps winning, because at the end of the day, winning is the most important thing. Paulo Costa actually showed up, and so did Ian Gary. A lot of fans thought that they were not going to show up for different reasons. Paulo Costa just doesn't show up. Paulo Costa is like a deadbeat fighter. He's always promising us he's going to show up, he's going to fight, we get to watch him, and then he just bails last second every time we only see him once a year. The fans of Paulo Costa got a complicated relationship. That's what it feels like with his fighting career. We've been wanting to see this guy fight for so long, and he only shows up every once in a while, and he's not even old. His whole prime is just riddled with inactivity. And then you also have Ian Gary. Ian Gary showed up, and he actually handled it a lot better than I thought he was going to. There was a lot of fans booing him, a lot of fans against him, and he dealt with it pretty well. I mean, he was honest when he said, you know, you guys are all here to see me. You guys are only talking about me, and I'm going to show up. I'm gonna show out, get my hand raised, and walk home. That's the way Ian Gary should handle this. And Jeff Neal coming out there as fresh as Blade. I've never seen Jeff Neal like that, and he looks pretty good too. I saw some of the comments, they were like, he looks a little drained and stuff. I don't think so. I think he just shaved and got a haircut. So it was a fun press conference. Leave in the comments below what you guys think about it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.